What up? Happy Halloween. I'm Jake the dog from Adventure Time, Khabib, and a coach with my shield and my sword. Yeah, it's been a while since I did a video. Besides my reactions, it's been a while since I did a video. So yeah, I just gotta make a quick one. First, let's start with Izzy. I was planning to make a video about Izzy and Robert, never did. So I just gotta speed up my thoughts. Poor Robert had a long layoff. Ring rust could play a factor, and he had to come back and face Izzy. If you listen to Luke Thomas, his thoughts of it is like, there's a reason why boxing does tune-up fights after a long layoff. And yeah, it's possible that we didn't get the best Robert. My thought, Green Rust could play a role. He had he was headhunting a lot, and the body was open. That, you throw a 1, 2 up high, and then third to the body. He did like almost very little body shots. He did some kicks, and then he stopped with the kicks, and then the kicks had some success, and then but yeah, he didn't do anything. He just did a lot of headhunting, and I think that if he did more work to the body and leg, not saying he coulda, woulda won, but it would have been more competitive. And he got caught, and then now I'm gonna try to go by fast since that was old. Now was rumors, news. Costa's out, bicep injury. Now he has bicep surgery, and yeah, I believe it was like estimated like he's 8 months out. So who's gonna be next for Izzy, since Izzy like didn't take virtually no damage in the fight with Robert? I thought Robert was winning rounds 1 just based on stats, but I could tell like how it looked like Izzy was in control. He was of the fight, and then but just on stat alone, Robert was winning until he got dropped. But yeah, moving on. Who's next? Seems like they're trying to do Yell, since props to Izzy's camp. Since he's champ now, and everybody's saying, oh, he's ducking a very dangerous wrestler, the hardest puncher in the division, pound for pound, one of the best athletes of all time in all sports. To achieve the things Yell did at that age, you can't lie, he has one of the best genetics of all sports. And yeah, Yell versus Izzy, that'd be a pretty interesting fight. Yell though, like, you can make an argument that Yell was undefeated in his last 3. You can make an argument. He definitely KO Luke Rockhold, and then you can make the argument that he won the Robert fight, the Robert rematch. In my opinion, I thought it was a draw. And then the Casa one, I gave it to Casa. Yell definitely won round 3. Round 3 is the most deciding round. Like round 3 and round 1, they were the most deciding rounds. And yeah, round 2 was a close one. All came down to round 2 in that fight. And you can make the argument that Yell beat Costa, but I gave Costa, but I could see why people get to Yell. So yeah, it looks like that's a fight they're trying to the fans and media are trying to push. And yeah, we'll see what happens if Darren Till and Kelvin Gastelum goes through. they could get a shot. But most likely, as of right now, it looks like people want to see Yale versus Israel. The Soldier God versus the Stylebender. And then moving on. Another late one, JJ versus Watterson. JJ lacks her killer instincts, like gone. Like she wanted, like Watterson was out. Like she was there for the taking. Like all JJ had to do was just lower up the volume, and Watterson was gonna quit. Like she mentally was like, I can't do anything. She almost got grappling exchange. She almost got. She did some stuff on the grappling exchange, the clinch exchange, but on the feet, Michelle was like, I can't do anything to you. And she was like mentally froze and broken on the feet. And all JJ had to do is lower up the volume. And I'm sure Watterson was just going to fold. But as of now, the Chinese girl, Zhang Long, beats JJ. Because she's definitely way better than Washington on the clinch. And on top of that, she's definitely way stronger than Watterson. And I think she's probably, I wouldn't doubt it. I say she's a lot stronger than JJ too. So in the wrestling exchange, she will pose on threat, and JJ doesn't have one punch knockout power. And if she shows the same amount of killer instinct, I don't think she's gonna beat Wei Zhang. Then moving on to the Askren. Moving on. Next event, Weidman. Time to get on out here. Weidman was definitely one of my favorite fighters during his time. Like, I was on the Weidman train. I was like, all right, Weidman fan before he beat Anderson. And I was kind of Anderson hater. Like, I respect the dude. And now, I respect the guy. But, at the time, I was, a hater. And, Weidman took him out. I was on a Weidman train, and I think to this day Weidman could still, his career would have been a lot different if he didn't put that spinning back kick, but he still could have rebounded, I feel like. But man, Weidman, props to him. No tune-up fights. He just goes. I want the toughest. And that's real confidence right there too. I don't need a tune-up fight, but at the same time, had he taken some tune-up fights, I think his career would have been a lot better. And Paul Weidman, to me, when he fought Yale, he looked the greatest he ever did on the feet. And then he was winning that fight too, and then bang, he got caught, and his career was over. Part of Weidman's, part of what made Weidman a good fighter was he was a very durable guy too. And then that finally, he took a lot of damage from Rockhold, but I still thought he was his durability was not shattered, completely gone. And then that not shattered, completely gone. And then that knee he took from Yellow Romero. I mean, Yellow Romero, you got a guy who punches harder than some people's kicks. Come on, he punches harder than some fighters' kicks. And then to eat a clean flying knee, that's one of the most devastating strike you can take. A clean flying knee. On top of that, you're going down there at the same time. That's doubling, tripling, quadrupling the impact of from a guy whose punches is harder than a person's kicks. Now imagine if you take a leg strike from that. It's gonna amplify even more. His leg strike is even, and boom, like over. He just became like it just went away. Over after that, like his durability, he just became like it just went away. Like the Musasi fight, like it wasn't like he was glass jaw yet, but like he was no longer the tough, durable guy he used to be, and he was getting rock easier, and then it got easier. He got, and like it's time. He's done. He went up in weight. You should have went up in weight way before that. Yeah, his career is done. Like his career is done. Like he's not the slickest fighter, so yeah, his career is done. And then moving on. Last week, Ben Askren versus Maia. Poor Ben Askren. He gets no easy matches. I mean, like at the same time though, he's old. Yeah, so like feed him to the wolves, It just sucks. He should have been here sooner. And I think had he been here sooner, he would have gotten more draws because he was like the original WWE persona fighter that just never got to the UFC. He was like he had that WWE style of charisma, entertainment that just never got into in the UFC, besides Brock Lesnar. But excluding that, Askren was like the original guy who, he had that. And then he should have gotten the UFC sooner. Who knows? Maybe he could have been the best. Like, you don't know. Too many variables. Like, that time off, maybe he was not pushing himself as much as he was at one. And that also, like, and then with the time off too, and when he came to a UFC, like, maybe that affected his overall skills too. Like, had he gotten the UFC sooner, who knows? Maybe he would have gotten smoked. But I do think he would, like, he would pose a threat to GSP at the time. And it just sucks, Sucks for Askren. He came in late past his peak. We just don't know how good he could have been. And Askren, boy, he's 2-1 in the UFC, and the UFC, the trade for Mighty Mouse for Askren, it was a good trade because if it weren't for Askren, Masvidal, we wouldn't have this fight coming up this Saturday. So, good trade for the UFC. Because what's DJ gonna do? Like, he could have got more buzz with the Cejudo rematch, but that was not gonna do anything. Like, gave more than what Mighty Mouse really gave. So, Funky Ben, Grandma Bob Ben. Where does he go from here? I don't know. Do I still think he could compete in the top 10? Yes. Do I think he still beat guys in the top 10? Yes. But where does he go? I don't know. Rematch of Robbie? I don't know. Maybe. Like, that fight, it was just like, rematch of Robbie? I don't know. Maybe. like that fight, it was just like, ugh. It was like watching two wrestlers trying to grapple. Two boxers trying to grapple. There. It was an ugly stand-up. And then once it got to the ground, that's when it got interesting. Unfortunately, I'm no longer a ESPN subscriber because the tech issues. So when it was on the feet, Maia won round 1. Then from what I saw from round 2, I gave it to Ben. Round 3, but for one, looks like Maia got a little tired, and I missed round 3. But from what I heard, Askren seemed like he got exhausted. Maia picked up some more energy in round 3, and yeah, it looks like Ben got exhausted, shot in, and then got submitted. I don't know where he goes from there. Was there any other big cards on that big fight in that card? I forgot. Shit. I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, that dude trains with Francis Ngannou. Definitely keep an eye out on him. Only has 4 fights though. Drake Hardy and the Inhaler. Like, yeah. I don't know. Just for that, he's not ready. And then now Greg Hardy's gonna be fighting Alexander Volkanovski. That's a fight that Alexander is gonna, like, you all know Alexander's 10 out of 10 fights. Alexander's gonna win 9. But the upset is very likely. Like, it's not very likely, but the upset is greater than usual. The puncher's chance is greater than usual because you got a guy who's at times cannot, like, he's not bad at his reach, but he definitely could be better at using it. And yeah, but yeah, I got Alexander Volkov. I think it's a 5-round fight. Correct me if I'm wrong. And if it is, if Hardy doesn't get him out, he's fucked. I mean, he looked better than he did with that dude, but you don't know with that Inhaler. We just don't know. And yeah, so not a big fan. I don't think he does any big difference in the amount of fans he draws. So, like, I don't know. I don't think he draws in that much fans, draws in that much subscribers for ESPN. So I don't know. I don't really care about the dude, honestly. I try to remember what's the any other recent good fights that came up before I move on to Saturday. Let me go on the website. Should have gotten it first. Using the Michael Johnson, Stevie Ray, yeah. Shit, I forgot what I thought won that one. It was a close fight. I think I might give it to Johnson. I forgot. There's some that I thought was a little controversial. Beneil Dariush, yeah, good win for him. Poor Beneil, he was on his way to top 10, and then boom, he was in the top 10. And he was beating the shit out of Barboza. Perfect game plan against Barboza, at least with striking wise. And then, boom, he got caught. He had the perfect game plan, but like this said, you can do the perfect game plan, but there's no bulletproof game plan. You can have the perfect game plan and still lose. So yeah, after that he got dropped out, and then he got obliterated he got starched by Alexander, something Alexander. Oh, I forgot the dude's name. Come on. I was big on that dude too. I mean, dude can still make massive improvements too, but yeah. So yeah, he got obliterated by somebody 2 weeks notice, and then he had to he became a grappler again. And then this one with Frank Camacho, he was out striking Frank before he took Frank to the ground, and then he subbed him. So good for him. Sario Gain, that's the dude I was talking about. Dude trains with Francis, and then pretty impressive performance from him. But then that's also lack of strategy and fight IQ from Miles. Like Miles threw a lot of that spinning kick, but like all those time he trained doing that in camp, he could have been trained doing something else. Because like from the looks of it, he looks like he doesn't have the frame to be throwing those type of kicks and being effective with it. Because like he's a bigger guy too, and the hip mobilities are different. So like those dynamics, fancy kicks, bigger guys typically have a harder time doing it. There are some bigger guys who can do it with good form, but like, come on, man. Mayo's, whatever his name is, his form was off. I guess that's all. Let me just look up Sherdog quick. Sherdog. Great. Shit. Whatever. We're moving on to the one, everybody. Whoever this Saturday's card, it's gotta be a good one. All right. Oh, nice. The main card is pretty good. Oh, dang. Corey Anderson's not on the main card. Okay, I had to get to the B-dubs early. Shit. Shane Burgos. Oh, nice. Yeah, this one's good. Really good. I need big fights on the prelims. Nope. Hakeem Daku. Okay, that's the first card. Nice. And the first fight. Yeah, Hakeem. Yeah, I don't think he deserves to be the first fight. But, oh well. I don't know this other dude, who he is. But yeah, Hakeem, good knockout artist. Alright, how should I do this? Should I do it for the main card or... Yeah, I just gotta do it with the Alright, let's start with the prelims, and I just gotta jump up. Andre Arlovski versus, I don't know, and I gotta pronounce the dude's name. I'm very bad at pronunciations. But yeah, Andre's been doing good. Surprisingly, I thought he got robbed in some of his last previous fight, but yeah, I'm just gonna pick. Andre has the experience, but man, that Shen, I'll always bet against Andre. That Shen is Edmund Shabazi and shit. I might see Edmund fought. Just too much fighters. Forget the name sounds familiar. Too much fighters. Can't remember them all. Too much fighters. Forget the name sounds familiar. Too much fighters. Can't remember them all. Yeah, I'm stay away. No, like I believe, but we'll see. I really liked. I thought he was. I really liked him in the Calvin Kattar fight, and then he got caught. Corey, like he's just been KO'd too many times. There's a good chance he could wrestle fuck Johnny Walker, and I'll grapple Walker. Okay, this one, good one. Oh man, now I'm getting hyped. Ooh, Kevin Lee versus Gregor Gillespie. Ooh, that's gonna be good. Damn, Kevin Lee's number 10 now. Gregor Gillespie, number 11. I'm going Gregor. He's undefeated, has that confidence. Kevin Lee, like, oh man, Gregor, like, he just seems like one of those guys, like, even if he's defeated, his confidence not gonna shatter as much. Kevin Lee is one of those guys where he has to be on a win streak and cannot lose, or else his confidence is gonna drop a lot. He's one of those guys who has a crap ton of confidence, but as soon as he loses, boom, that confidence drops dramatically. But yeah, I'm not saying he is, but he seems like that to me, in my eyes. And yeah, I'm gonna go with Gregor. I think he'll outgrab for a 3-round fight. I don't think Lee's gonna knock him out. And 3-round fight, I think Gregor's gonna win. He might. Gregor, like, he has good clinch, like, he has good knees from the clinch too, not like Thai palm, not like the Thai plum knee clinch, but like in a wrestling clinch, he throws good knees. Like, he'll knee the shell your ass and your hamstrings and your legs and sometimes to the body. You know, like, he has really good knees from the wrestling clinch. So that's one thing I like about him. Like, wrestlers who knows how to knees, like, I think that's gonna be like the next big thing. Like, there's always like a new technique that like people are always adding, and it's gonna be like the big defining thing. And I think for grappling, I think really good knees, wrestlers or grapplers with good knees are gonna be like the next common thing you'll see. Like, you see that, people do that, but like, is there any guy whose signature is like signature thing, or like that's part of the main game? No, you don't see that. And like, I think for guys who's like, okay, you're hard to take down, I'm just gonna knee the shit out of you, win like this, and then not take you down. I think that's gonna be the next big game plan for grapplers. Okay, and then Black Beast versus Blyo. I know the dude. I just can't say his name. I got Derek Lewis, the dude wore the diaper. Is he fighting the baby? I'm gonna go Black Beast. That's a fight Black Beast should win in my eyes, but like at the same time, Black Beast fight is you're beating the Black Beast until you get caught. Unless you get caught first, you're beating him, and then you're gonna get caught. That's like majority of the Black Beast fights. His victories are like. And then Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Vincent Luque. Vicente Luque. I think it's just, if age is a factor, I think Steven has more skill set, but will age be a factor? And he's been shown to get dropped a lot recently too. So a hard one to pick. If age is not a factor, it feels like a few years back, but oh man, it's just hard matchup. I'm gonna go with Thompson, but I have a feeling MMA as a layoff. I guess Darren Till is having a hard time getting into the U.S., and Calvin Gastelum say he's not gonna take a replacement fight if Till's not showing up. That's probably him just saying, "Hey, if Till's not showing up, you guys gonna have to pay me more money to fight this dude on less than a week's notice." So if Till's not showing up, he says he's not fighting, but that's also another way of probably him saying, you guys gotta pay me a lot more money if Tell doesn't show up. And that's smart because, this card is going to get way more pay-per-view buys than usual. So, yeah, that's a smart idea. So, Kelvin Gastelum versus Darren Till. Oh, man. I'm going to pick Kevin, and this is why. One, Till's first time moving open weight. Like, Till is one of those guys, like, I was talking about with Kevin Lee. Till fought Darren Till, and yeah, fun fact, yeah, he beat Darren Till. Yeah, asking him though is because that says Till still can't get into the U.S. So Till is probably still running on European time. Just because of that, but if those weren't the factor, then I'll probably pick Till, just because he's just for diverse striking. But you know what? That might not even be a problem because Izzy didn't even land. I don't even think Izzy landed a clean head kick on Kelvin, maybe one. But I don't think he landed a clean or hype about the BMF belt or fight. Like, Austin Nate or hype about the BMF belt or fight. Like, it's cool. Jorge's fighting. Nate's fighting cool. Props to Nate. Like, had he fought Pettis a few years back, I probably think Pettis might have won. And that's just due to the Pettis now. He's not the same mentally. But confidence-wise, mentally, he's not the same anymore. But, like, props to Diaz, like, his confidence is always the same, regardless of his record. If he was in Pettis' shoes, his confidence is still the same as it is today. So, yeah, that's one cool thing about Diaz. And back then, like, when they fought, when Diaz originally wanted to fight, I think, his leg kick defense was, no, man, he got. So, yeah, Diaz definitely improved. Props to Diaz. Like, all the guys who are champs and stuff, like, all those guys, like, they were, like, they were at a higher level in Diaz, but then, like, as time went by, they start to drop, and Diaz maintained the same for Masvidal, all the guys that Jorge Masvidal lost to. At the time, they were better than Jorge, but Jorge just continuously to slowly improve and stay Masvidal lost to. At the time, they were better than Jorge, but Jorge just, the first fight that not a lot of people talk about, and the second fight was Diaz when he, like, where was this multi-Diaz, like, when he was young? Because he definitely would have had, I think he would have less losses on his record if this was the multi-Diaz of back, like, if this multi-Diaz was the Diaz when he was in his 20s, there wouldn't be that much losses on his record, in my opinion. And yeah. And it's not like the dude's trying to set a takedown, so, like, there ain't much, like, he could throw more knees because he's not worrying late. I mean, this type of Diaz, we'll see. Will he be that Diaz against Jorge Masvidal, where he's got, because I think it's on the, like, just on the, at distance, I think Masvidal's got to pick him apart. Masvidal, his multi is no joke. He threw kicks, he threw knees here and there, but, like, he was primarily a puncher. And then as he got into welterweight, man, he just became a all-round striker. Still good movement, good footwork, good hand positioning, hand placement, and just very solid fundamentals, both guys. Diaz, he's a little sloppy. I'm not gonna lie. And one thing that bothered me about the second McGregor fight was, he got into this persona phase where like, oh, I gotta be my persona. Like, he threw that slap in the first fight against Conor. Could have won that fight for sure. Who knows? Like, he could have rocked Conor. He could have like gassed out Conor if his hands are close instead of slapping. You never. That's one thing that bothered me about Diaz. Oh shit, I'm getting a little off topic with this main card, but shit, Diaz, he was throwing good kicks against Darren Till too. Like before the knockout game, it was the kick to the body, or like it was that hook, and those were his main punches. It was the kick to the body or the hook, and like that stance. We'll see how that's if he does any stance switch to Diaz in this fight. I just don't know what the clinch will be like, but Masvidal doesn't have. He's no joke on the clinch and on the ground, but the dude prefers to kickbox. Yeah, both guys very evolved. Masvidal no longer just a puncher. He shows good kicks, good knees, and like good spinning attacks here and there too. Diaz is primarily a boxer. He'll throw some kicks here and there, and then we'll see how if that was just a one-off thing with his tie clinch or not. And yeah, I think Masvidal will survive good. Like, yeah, and then Gaethje is dangerous, so it's like a good knockout power. He doesn't have the knockout power like people his dick riding. He has good knockout power, just not dangerously one touch. I will end your durability. I will turn your tree into a glass, shatter that tree and turn it into glass. Doesn't have that Yellow Miro Tyron Woodley power, but he has pretty good power. If you know what I'm saying. It's just his timing is so good at round 1 and 2. And yeah, that fight, okay, enough like shitting on him. We're not trying to, yeah, whatever. Enough about that. They're the opposites. Cowboy's extremely slow starter. Conor, fast starter. This is a fight Conor should win. If it's a 5-rounder, Cerrone has a chance. But it's a fight Conor should knock him out. Conor should finish him. Cerrone's been knocked out a lot of time. Not as tough as he used to be. Or like durable. Tough and durable are a little bit too different meaning. But he's not as durable as he used to be. He has a kicker's chance. He has pretty good kick. But, he doesn't have one-punch knockout power. So I don't see him knocking out Conor unless he lands a very clean, solid head kick, which is possible. People are underrating. It's a very possible chance for Cerrone to win. And yeah, what's after Conor for that? If Khabib beats Tony, if Tony Khabib fight, and Khabib wins, I don't see Conor fighting. He's not gonna fight Khabib. He'll fight Tony or Gaethje if he's staying lightweight, but I don't see that. I see him fighting the PMF because why fight Tony or Gaethje when you have a high chance of losing? And I could just fight. If Masvidal wins, he'll have a high chance of losing too, but he can negotiate that fight for Masvidal to come down to 155 and have a good chance of winning. But at 170, he's not gonna beat. I don't think he's gonna beat Masvidal. But on the flip side, he's got to get paid a lot more. He's got to get paid a lot more than he would if he fought Tony or Gaethje. So that is why I see Conor fighting Masvidal if he beats Diaz. If Diaz wins, that trilogy fight is on, and I think he has a high chance of beating Diaz than he does beating Masvidal. Anyways, yeah, enough of the streams. Basically an hour now, so I'm getting tired as fuck. Hope you guys had a good Halloween. And yeah, peace out. End the stream now. Happy Halloween.